Hello, welcome to Geekyhijynx, home of the Mischief Makers, and today we're looking at I Care a Lot. I Care a Lot, directed by Jay Blakeson, starring Rosamund Pike, is about a crooked legal guardian who drains the savings of her elderly wards. But she meets a match when a woman she tries to swindle turns out to be more than she first appears. So I Care a Lot is completely different to the films I usually watch. Normally I'm into my horrors or my genre movies, but I thought, you know what? I need to cleanse my palate, a bit of a break from horrors, because after the ones I've been watching lately, like Shook for example, if you haven't seen it, my review of Shook, go check it out, not the movie. Watch my review first, avoid the movie, unless you hate your life. So there's a film by Tom Cruise called Edge of Tomorrow, but also goes by another name called Live, Die, Repeat. Now, I Care a Lot can do something similar, because where the main title is I Care a Lot, the other name could be My God, You're a Bitch. And I say that in the nicest way possible because Rosamund Pike, who I'm going to get into in a minute, my God, is she a horrible individual in this film, but yet I couldn't stop watching her and liking what she was doing, even though what she's doing is awful. So the general premise of the film is Rosamund Pike plays Marla Grayson, and Marla Grayson's character is a terrible human being who essentially targets the vulnerable, especially mainly the elderly. And what they do is they'll go to the doctor of these people and find out, like, have they got any family, friends, anyone that missed them, basically. If they haven't, perfect. What they then do is they go to the doctor and say, look, just write a little letter saying she's got dementia, she can't take care of herself, and then hand over to me as her sole guardian, and then they put her in her care homes, rinse her of her money, sell off all her property, and boom. So it's like almost like a mafia job when you think about it, but she's legally getting it done. But I heard nothing but good things about I Care a Lot. I heard it was a good movie, but I thought to myself, you know what? I've been fooled before. So I'm going to check it out myself, which I did over the weekend, and what did I think? So I'm going to start off with what I liked about the movie, starting off with the acting, which is like the best part. So many great performances. So if you didn't know already, stars Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage, and a few other actors. I apologise if I don't remember all your names, but those are the two that stood out for me the most. But everyone across the board did an amazing job. There was not one dead character. And by dead, I mean like, not like, please get off the screen. I mean like every single time someone was on the screen, you're hooked. So I'm going to start off with Rosamund Pike. My God. You know what? I feel very bad because I know Rosamund Pike. I just really haven't watched any of her films. But this film alone, I want to watch all of her back catalogue. I've not even seen Gone Girl. That's a disgrace, and people are going to probably be thinking, But I just haven't got around to it. I haven't even watched Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. So some films I just missed because, I just missed them. But, she was fantastic in this film. Every scene she was in, my lord, like there could be tens of characters on the screen. But you're just drawn to the little corner where she is. She is clearly having the time of her life making this film and playing this character. And the character is terrible. Terrible human being. But you go through such a weird journey with her. Like 1 minute, you're loving her, even though she's doing terrible things. You love that fact that she's such a bad person. No different to a gangster film, like Goodfellas. People root for the gangsters and Goodfellas. She's no different. She's doing bad things, but she's just doing it to the elderly, which is bad. There was, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound good. She's also the only woman I've ever seen in a film that will be able to shut me down, because I get told, you've always got an answer for everything, haven't you? You've always got an answer for everything. And I'm like, no. There you go. But she's the only person that literally, I would try and give a little comment back, and she'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, no one can beat her. Inside the court, outside the court, in any way possible. She's just a tour de force of a woman and a great character. So let's get on to Peter Dinklage, shall we? The guy is a legend. I don't care what anyone says. Game of Thrones, it was great. X-Men Days of Future Past, that's a great film. And now this. Now I've not seen all his back catalogue of movies, many of those three, including this one. So to see him doing these more beefier, like gritty roles that you don't expect to see from him, I loved it. And so when you put him on the same screen with Rosamund Pike character, you're just like, which one do I look at? Because they're both like just chewing the scenery in the background, and I loved it. But what I loved about the story was the similarities, that they're both doing the same thing essentially. But the difference is Marla, she's basically trafficking old women. And there's a scene where it's revealed what kind of gangster Peter Dinklage's character is, Roman. And he's a sex trafficker, which is awful. Terrible, terrible thing for anyone to do in life. But it's funny because he has photos and he's very discreet with them. He hides them. Like, doesn't want anyone to see him giving those photos. Like, he has all these photos of the women that have come into the US that he's now going to, well, traffic elsewhere. That's how you phrase it. But Marla is similar. But instead of trafficking young women, she's trafficking elderly women. And instead of hiding these photos, keeping them discreet because she's scared of being caught, she has all the photos up on the wall for everyone to see. Law enforcement, the lot. And where Roman tries to do things in the dark and keep his name anonymous because he doesn't want to be known to exist, Marla has a name up on the wall. She has a judge on her side. The law's on her side. So they're doing the same thing, just one is doing it illegally, but it's an illegal act, and one's doing an illegal act but getting away with it legally. With regards to the other characters in this film and the actors that played them, fantastic job, and I mean no offense to leave certain people out, but it was literally just Peter Dinklage and Rosamund Pike that really stood out for me. But the mother was good, Jennifer Peterson, she was really good, really had some really messed up moments. When she said, see you next Tuesday, I was like, whoa, lady. But essentially every single person in this film, they just were eating those scripts when they were given to them. I guarantee you now, when these actors looked at the script, as despicable as the story is, they must have loved what they saw because they were clearly enjoying every corrupt, immoral moment that this movie has. And the ending, molto bene, it's beautiful. Literally, they couldn't have ended it better because you watch this film and you kind of know what should really happen. And I'm not going to spoil this at all. But the ending was great. It was like, if you could end a movie like this in any way, this is the ending. Perfect. I've also got to mention my favourite scene in the entire film. This is not a spoiler because it's mentioned in the synopsis. I mentioned it in this review already. But when Marla takes Roman's mother to the care home and she's like, look, she calls like the guy that runs the care home for her, look, put on the works, make sure she gets a great welcome, the best room, the lot, when she arrives. And when she arrives, it's very cultish. Like, if a cult had a rap video, this would be it. This whole scene where she's being walked in slow motion through the care home and everyone's like waving at her and holding balloons, everyone's smiling, and this is where I really liked Rosamund Pike. My favourite scene in the entire film is this scene with the care home when they bring her into it and she's just smiling, and it's literally so wrong. And this poor old lady, she looks so miserable and drained and depressed. Like, her life is basically, this is it. She's in this care home for life. And everyone's just like really happy, but it's all in slow motion and it's like a cult rap video. And because, like Dave Chappelle, everything looks cooler in slow motion. And that's what it reminded me of. Best scene in the film. The film is full of amazing scenes, but this one is one I could just watch over and over again and I'll be like, this is so wrong. But I love it. So now I'm going to move on to what I didn't like about the film, and I'm being nitpicky here because I don't really have much. Just little gripes. I was like, But one of them I'm going to start off is a issue that isn't really mine. It could be yours. And that's that this film could be hard for you to watch if you don't like any of the characters, because what's funny is you get films like Goodfellas or Scarface, Ocean's 11, Dating on Scoundrels again. These are not nice people that you're really watching. Ocean's 11 are all thieves, think about it. But because of the way the angle of the film is set, you're rooting for them. Like Goodfellas, like these are people that existed in real life that did really bad things, but yet you enjoy watching them be gangsters. This film goes for a more savage, straight down the line, blunt, instrument in your face approach to it, where it's more hard hitting. And like I said with me, for some moments I just hated Marla. Hated her character. Literally, I was like, can she just die already? I was getting really, really annoyed with her. But then you like her because she's so smart and brave and such a force that you just want to keep watching her character go on. And some people might not like that. Like I said, I keep saying like I said. I'm going to get on a t-shirt, like I said. But this is a film that if you don't like watching movies about bad people doing bad things with no hero or helicopter coming over the hill at the end or any of that to save the day, this might not be a film for you, but it was definitely a film for me. Another thing I didn't like was Marla's character. And that's a thing that, it's a good thing. Like, I put it as an issue. It's not an issue. Just it was an issue for my stress levels. Because I was like, God, can someone just stop her, please? She was very frustrating. So I put it in as an issue, but it's not really an issue at all. But when you watch a film, you're like, you're a frustrating woman, but damn, you're played so well, I can't help but like you. But the actual issue I had with this film, the one issue, was Roman's gangsters. They're terrible. Like, they're almost like the Three Stooges in a way. Like, they're so inept and so incompetent at doing what he asked them to do. That he needs new stuff. He needs new gangsters in his life, because this film could have panned out much quicker for him had he had better stuff, had better like gangsters in his squad. And that was the only thing, because I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, did you hire these from Wish? Like, if Wish did gangsters, is this what you got? And that's what I mean. It's so nitpicky, but one little thing I was like, But overall, this film is fantastic. The acting is great. I doubt you'll find better performances this year. There will be some, but to start this early on, like in February going into March, great acting. I loved all the characters, and I hated all the characters, but I love the fact that I hated the characters, and that's good. Like, I love films that can get you invested and get you like really into what's going on, instead of being just brain dead and watching it and like, what's on my phone, or I'm just gonna get a drink. Don't worry, don't pause it. Just tell me what happens when I come back. I love the story. It was challenging to watch. It was very original. I've not seen a film like this. If there are films like this and you're thinking, oh, this is just like this film, let me know in the comments, because I'd like to check them out too. Because if there's more films like this in the future, I'm definitely going to jump on board. And with Rosamund Pike, I'm definitely going to check out her back catalogue, because she really impressed me with this film. And yeah, I've seen her in a few little things, but she's not really been a name that draws me in. But now she definitely will. And Peter Dinklage, you're yet to let me down. So with all of that said, I'm going to give this film a sparkly silver win, because gold for me is like prestige. It's like my Jurassic Parks, or my Empire Strikes Back, or my Wolf of Wall Streets, or Lord of the Rings trilogy. But this comes so close. This is a film I'd watch again and again and again. Over the years, if someone goes, oh, can we watch this film tonight? I'd be like, yes. And it's also good watching it knowing what happens throughout, because you can enjoy it more knowing the outcome. So definitely check this out. If you don't, you're a fool. So guys, that's my review of I Care A Lot. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it a snooze fest? Or was it the greatest film you've ever seen? Come back to the comments and let me know, because I definitely want to know. And interested, did I get it wrong? Be like, this film was crap. Or again, tell me your favourite scenes if you did like the film. Also drop me likes on this video, because it does help me out. And until next time, stay out of trouble.